Hello, Cedric and CJ here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and we're going to give our thoughts on Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Josh Woods versus Wheeler Yuta, Yuta being the champion. This is basically a return match from the Super Card of Honor. And, well, I got to say that this is a really good match.
A lot better than the one between them at Supercard.
Much better. More of a struggle. Creating weaknesses and exposing weaknesses. It was pretty good.
You see more skill.
Yes, and that was needed. First one was practically a squash match, and a lot of fans weren't happy with that. And my thoughts on going into this match were that, considering how it did look at Supercard of Honor, then Josh Woods should just go in and in 3 minutes lose. That's, compare and contrast for that.
Exactly.
So I was like, let's see how they do. Because it seems like AEW works backwards. They scrub them out and then shine them up. I don't get it, but it's what they do. So let's get into this match. I'm going to go through this real quick. Cedric can jump in whenever she wants, and as usual. So let me get on through this. So they did some stand-up jockeying for control. And then Yuta, he grabs the ropes from an attempted prone top wrist lock of some type. Woods wasn't able to really get a hold of it, but Yuta grabbed the ropes, so that was his first one. And you can only get 3 rope breaks, and then after that, the ropes don't help you. And so there are controversies about that, but by and large, you can't get a rope break. So then Yuta works the arm of Woods for many minutes. So he breaks Josh, the technical beast, Josh the Woods good. All right, breaks him down. And he does a good job. He works that arm. He stays on it. He does great work. This is good in-ring work for both, really. But for Wheeler Yuta, we're seeing what he was rising to become in Ring of Honor, and that's good to see that. This is picking up where he left off before Ring of Honor was forced to close their doors. So eventually Woods catches Yuta and pounds his kneecap into the mat and then stomps on the knee pit area. I mean, he basically, Jonathan Gresham was the first one we seen do that.
Yeah.
And he scored a submission with it. That was pretty good. And it's good to see it being used again. Woods attempts to figure 4 leg lock. Yuta counter into a small package. Then they rolled around many a times and stuff. And then Yuta kicks out. I think it was Yuta that kicks out. Eventually they get up. Yuta punches Woods and is warned by the referee. So in the pure rules, you get a punch, closed fist punch. That's one thing. But then you get another one. That's an automatic disqualification. And they failed to mention that the title would change hands on such a thing. So then after that, Yuta lands a diving splash and applies an omoplata, a loose one, but he was trying to get it. Woods escapes and applies a standing ankle lock. This is when it started to turn. So then Yuta throws Woods from the ring and lands an elbow suicida, diving through the middle and bottom rope with a flying elbow strike. Then on the outside, Yuta tries a stage dive, but Woods counters with a leaping knee strike. And he caught him in the face, and they both laid out there for quite some time. They did. They stayed out there.
Yeah, they utilized that 20 count. Both started getting in about 13.
And they did good to utilize it because you use it as a rest. That's how you use it as a rest because you got messed up. You're laying out there, and you need to recover. So yeah, if one's going to take the time to rest, then you should take yours too. Use as much as you can. Like some people would say, during the 3 count, yeah, you might be fine, but use that 1 and 2 1/4 to, and then you got to burst the kick out. So rest when you can, while you can. That's it's super old school to say that, but yeah. So back in the ring, they exchange strikes for a little bit, then rebound with both using boot kicks to kick each other in the face, knock each other down. And they eventually get back up not much rest. There was not much rest for the weary in this. There was some countering, jockey for position. Woods applies an ankle lock, forcing Yuta to grab the ropes. So that's Yuta's second, and then Woods gains a third ankle lock, and Yuta grabs the ropes for the final rope break. And it's like, okay, it's do or die, Yuta. You know what you gonna do? That's all three. You can't punch. You can't grab the ropes. Woods gets to the ankle lock again. Excalibur and Taz mainly was like, get ankle lock again. It's brought you this far, you know, and Yuta can't use the ropes. All he can, he can break the hold through brute force, but not by referee.
Exactly.
So he got the ankle lock, and Yuta crawls out of the ring trying to get away. Woods yanks him back in, picks him up from behind. It looked like it was going to be a trap leg German suplex, but they went to a small tumble. So they went for a few rolls, a little bit back and forth, and then Yuta traps him with the Japanese leg roll clutch for the pin. 1, 2, 3. And it was how he slipped in. It was Zack Sabre Jr. style. Something adopted by Sonata after he learned a good bit. So, he used that. And when the match is, the match is over, it was a good match. Shook hands. It's all good. Shivani's out there, and he talks to Yuta, and Yuta's like, sorry, I skipped school. I had to get to my shows. It was a good talk. And Yuta says that he's going to be in the best of the Super Juniors, which I have seen up there. And it's on day 3, but Cedra and I, we have no problem binging this stuff.
Don't take long.
Yeah, so for those that listen to this, if y'all want us to cover the best of the Super Juniors, just the matches, the tournament matches only, then let us know. We'll cover those matches. I guess I can do a breakdown of each match like this. That's up to y'all. But after that, it was I guess I'll go into it because I just like Keith Lee. But Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland versus Serpentico and Luther bonus tag team match. And honestly, I'm like, how you gonna follow a match like this? You really can't. But they come out. I like Keith Lee. I like his music. I like his presence. I really do dig Keith Lee. I know a lot of people don't like him. He's gained the weight and whatnot. I get that. But in general, he's got that aura, and you don't get a chance to see it, in all of its amazement. He does well. He's not going to be utilized to express how well he is and whatnot, but it is what it is. But this match wasn't bad. This was a really good match. I didn't take notes on it. The little key moments. I like Serpentico. He got in the ring. And, and Keith Lee got in, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna tag out. I'm just gonna tag out. He's like, you know what? No,
I got to give this a shot.
So he goes back to Lee, and Lee is like, okay, let's see what you can do.
Just standing there waiting.
Yep. And Serpentico gives this lame chop, which was funny. It was funny. I loved it. I loved it. I gotta admit, I loved it. This is the best I've seen Serpentico. Because you can tell that there was like, oh no. He wasn't just, balls to the wall. It was, I don't know about this. So, he tried. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to tag on out. I'm just going to tag out. And Lee's like, go ahead,
and preserve my ability to keep breathing.
Yeah, and he tagged. And Serpentico got his hands on his hips like, I'm really thinking my life right now. I'm thinking about if I made the right choices in life. And I was digging that. You could see all of that. I liked it. I liked that you could see the personality through that. I think he needs to tighten up on his gear, though. You do. His mask seems to be all over the place. I don't know. Luther gets in. He does well, with Lee. Lee, it seems like Lee is, it seems like Lee is guiding this match, but I think Luther was calling it, going on the structure of it, because Lee didn't do what Lee would like to do. This was more of a Luther style kind of comedy wrestling thing. And then Serpentico got in the ring, and Lee and Luther was tossing them back and forth, and then Lee threw him into Luther. Serpentico throwing bodies back and forth, really. Luther falls out. Serpentico has no one to tag. So, I mean, it was good. The match ends with, I would say, the Doomsday double foot stomp onto Serpentico. And, starts with Strickland, gets the 3 count, and is over. He won't really in the match long, and Lee barely did anything in the match. Luther and Serpentico barely did anything, but it was the right length with the right amount of elements in it, and I think it was a good match.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was fun. It wasn't stupid. There was a point in the match where Serpentico was supposed to jump off onto Strickland, but he messed up. There was a slip. You could tell it was a slip. So it was not I screwed up. No, it was a straight up slip. So that rope was wet, or his feet was wet, or it was just slick on slick. But it exposed that Strickland can't call an audible. And that's not good. You got to be able to call an audible. He slipped, and Strickland's looking like, what in the world was that? Like, it was a move that failed, and it's like, no, he didn't even get the move attempted. Like, you can't do that. You can't be the fan in the ring. But I do like that he pointed out to the fans, like, was this, yada, yada. Yeah, that's good. But when he slipped and fell, you should have got him. Not the leg that he's clutching, but the one that he's not clutching. Drag him over, do some damage, get a tag, which he eventually did. It just took him too long to get there. So Strickland would have to work on calling an audible a lot faster. And I think a lot of wrestlers need that. But by and large, this match was good. That was the only hiccup in the match. That was the only hiccup. It only lasted for a little bit, maybe 5-6 seconds. But
yeah.
I thought this was good and enjoyable, and I think this is just AEW Dark, not Elevation. This is the second show, Dark.
This is a good way to show that you can do comedy in a wrestling match without it being boiled down to an absolute stupid joke.
Yes, there is a limit, and they made sure not to even get close to it. So I think Luther called this match, and I think he did a great job. I'm not a fan of Luther at all. I don't like the high-pitched yelling and screaming and stuff, but you got to do your thing. But it showed that Luther knows what he's doing, because I don't think anyone else called this match but Luther. So I'm honestly just going to make me watch Luther a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like he's a seasoned veteran, so you don't like he's new on the block.
Yeah, so that's good. That's good. Now I don't stalk. I don't look at all that stuff, but so I'm just going to what I see on TV. This is what I like. I'm going to be watching Luther a little bit more than what I have in the past. You got anything else to add, Love?
No, I think we got it covered.
All right, then. This has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary. Our thoughts on Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Josh Woods versus champion Wheeler Yuta. Thank y'all for listening, and see you next time.